Okay, so this is going to be my review of the Constantine pilot. Yeah, I guess since they're going with Constantine, I might as well say Constantine too. Even though we all know it's Constantine, yeah, might as well just fucking say it like say it as in the show. Anyway, so right out the gate, did I like the Constantine show, and will I be keeping up with it? Yeah, I will. I will probably more than likely be keeping up with the Constantine show. Because this pilot, was a damn good pilot. I think it did a really good open-shut story. I think it did a really good open-shut story and I think it did something that pilots are meant to do. Get you interested in the show, give you enough to understand the character, but not all of it to know everything right out the gate. And it gives you a lot of characters that you're going to be rooting for. And, yeah, even though I'm not too fond of them not saying Constantine can smoke, they do kind of actually, let me say this, they do kind of prelude to it a few times. They do, like, maybe, like, he'll start smoking in season, like, later on in the season, or maybe the next season. Because, here's the thing, Constantine smoking is not like, oh, he's smoking, he's such a badass. It's actually a kind of a pivotal thing for his character. So I would imagine that even though the NBC is a family show, I would imagine since it's on like the 10 o'clock slot, it's like late night. Like this is like really late night. I was trying to watch it, but you know I actually I had other things to do later that night, so I couldn't watch it, and actually ended up watching the rest of it today. So but I do want to, like, when it premieres, I want to be there to watch it, or just DVR it. I don't fucking know. Anyway. But no, I think that, like I said, this did some. Also, let me bring this up. Another thing that got me interested was that the director of this episode was Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall, most of you guys would know, was in charge of, you know, he's been the director of such films as Dog Soldiers. Most of you guys would know that's probably one of my favorite werewolf movies. He's also been the director of The Descent, excuse me. Doomsday, and a few episodes of Game of Thrones, as well as Black Sails. He's doing a lot of TV lately. Yeah, he's doing a lot of TV. I think the last movie he did was Centurion as director, but he's been mostly doing a lot of TV stuff. He did Blackwater and Watchers on the Wall for Game of Thrones, and he did he did 2 episodes of Black Sails, episodes 1 and 3. And he did this pilot episode, but I think actually Neil Marshall might be, like they said somewhere that Neil Marshall may be coming back for other episodes this season. I'm totally fine with that. I think Neil Marshall's one of my favorite directors, so whenever I hear his name, I come a running. Anyway, so let's get into the actual episode review, because I pretty much spent 3 minutes talking about absolutely bullshit nothing. So the episode starts out with John in a asylum, and we discover real quick that while he's in the asylum, he's there on his own will because he accidentally damned a 9-year-old girl named Astra's soul to hell by a demon. I said Derman. Yeah, I can't talk today. A demon named Nergal, and he's there, kind of like, oh well, I can't really do much with my life. And that's when he encounters another demon. He encounters a demon, he exorcises it, and he finds a message written for it, and John's like, oh, fuck me, I gotta go save this girl's life. This is where we come in where we introduce to Liv. Liv! Let's talk about Liv real quick, because, actually no, before I get to Liv, because I've got a few things to say about Liv, well, not much to say about Liv, let's actually talk about John himself real quick. The actor Matt Ryan playing John Constantine, he's awesome. He's probably like the big thing, the really like the #1 thing in this episode is his performance as John Constantine. He really just not like look alone. Like he looked like he walked right out of the comics, but is also how he carries himself, and John's kind of haggard, kind of mentally and physically worn down performance as that character. He really, like, I don't know if he, like, read a bunch of comics for John Constantine, or he's just that damn good of an actor. He's probably the best thing in this pilot, and there are a lot of good things in this pilot. But he has got to be, like, first and foremost the best thing. I mean, hell, he's the title character. He should be fucking good. And trust me, he was real fucking good. But let's talk about the opposite here, Liv. The actor Lucy Griffith, I think? Yeah, Lucy Griffith. She is probably the weakest thing in this episode. She is definitely the weakest thing in this episode, and she only appeared in one episode. She's only going to appear in the pilot. And, yeah, she is... The thing is with that character is that she's definitely the weakest thing in the weakest link in this chain of awesomeness. I don't know. It's like her performance just didn't carry off. Like she just had this this look of just this whole look. And I know she's just been thrown into a world of supernatural, angels and demons and shit like that. But she just has the face the whole time, and her performance of just being this whiny kind of character is just I don't know. I don't think I would have liked her if the show continued with her in it. I'm pretty sure I'd have been like, fuck you. I don't... because she definitely been the weak link here, and she's just like, I'm glad you're only here for the pilot. Everything else is completely awesome. The effects in here are really epic. I think that everything else is pretty solid, except her. But anyway, getting back to the episode. So Lynn is being targeted by a demon called Felsifer. I think that's the name. An electric demon. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if there's like a Pokedex for demons, because I would imagine it would say something like this: Felsifer, the electric type demon. This demon can control the electrons in the air as well as storms and tempests. I don't know where that frickin' came from. I'm sorry, but anyway. She's being hunted by this demon who's apparently a member of the Inner Circle. She runs across John and Kaz, who it was like I kind of geeked out a bit when I saw Kaz in the taxi. I'm like, if you're a Hellblazer fan, I've just started reading past issues of back issues of Hellblazer. Yeah, this is it's like you'll really geek out when you see that. But anyway. John goes into this little hellhole that comes out of fucking nowhere, that comes out of hell, and comes across an angel named Manny. Again, you know this character. Well, Manny's a new character. I know he's based off of another kind of angel type character from Hellblazer. But yeah, Manny comes in and says, "Look, I've been here to watch over you, John. Your soul's damned. Heaven ain't really happy with you because you not only, damned a girl, you damned your soul during that night." And John's like, well, if anything, I would like to just, save the girl. I mean, my soul, I can handle all that pain and punishment, but she needs to, I need to save her, if anything else. So, while this is going on, Liv eventually discovers that her, that John was sent here by her father, who died of last year. And he died last year. He wanted her to have a special little medallion that will allow her to see see the dead. And it's a really cool effect of how they kind of do this, and I really like the horror aspect. I mean, this show really kind of, it knew it was going to be a horror TV show, and it had to follow up with Grimm. Which I'm kind of thinking to myself, because they've talked about this in a few interviews, I think somewhere down the line we're going to get a Grimm Constantine crossover, because here's the thing, this is going to be away from all the other DC shows. This is going to be this is going to be far, not part of the, CW Flash Arrow universe. And I think that's kind of interesting in a way when you think about it, because here you've got all these different shows. You've got Gotham for a detective type show. You've got Flash and Arrow to see your superhero capes and types kind of costumes kind of show. And then you have Constantine, who's going to have all the dark and twisted and supernatural characters. We already know that the Spectre's going to be in here. I think there's casting talk of Etrigan, and I know that we're getting, somewhere down the line we are getting Dr. Fate, because we do see the Helmet of Fate in this episode. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So Liv finally trusts John, and Felsifer is trying his damnedest to, see what I did there, to to get this girl. The big thing is we don't really know why or how. Was it so, and we probably won't, or maybe they'll build on it more throughout season 1. But Felsifer really wants this girl dead and it's kind of alluded to. Maybe it's something her father did, or maybe it's her power or something. But yeah, she does want him. He does want her dead, or at least want her soul. So eventually, John forms a plan in his head to capture the demon. You know, capture and exorcise the demon and send it back to hell, where he comes up with this plan with a with a quote unquote buddy of his, and yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, I'm trying to, but yeah, Richie. That's the guy's name I was trying to remember. But yeah, he has his buddy Richie. He talks to his buddy Richie and says, "Hey, look, you're going to help me one way or another stop this demon. I want you to, you know, get into the power grid of Atlanta and shut it all down." And he's like, "Yeah, but this is the last time I'm helping you, John. I don't want anything to do with you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you know," and he's like, "Oh yeah, if you try to double cross me, I'll send a tip to the police, and they'll be more than happy to send you to jail because you don't have an alibi. You were with me that night, you know, when Nergal showed up." And anyway, so more or less, John formulates a plan and uses Liv as bait to, you know, pretty much bring out the demon who possesses a security guard when they bring him to a tower. And John traps it in a custom-made holding spell, or binding spell, excuse me. We also, by the way, discover another ability that Liv has, called scrying. Scrying is basically where she can look at a location and have her blood can detect all the little troubles popping up. And trust me, there are a lot. But anyway, John does battle with the demon, cuts off its source of power, and Felsifer says, "Oh, if you bring down the shield, you can have Astra." But Liv discovers, "Oh wait, that's another demon," and John is pretty much like, "Oh, fuck you, I'm sending you to hell." And he does. And Liv is like too traumatized to even continue with this, so she goes to California, and yeah, it pretty much ends with Manny kind of talking with him, and John finally says, "Look, fine, I'll help you guys, I'll join Heaven's side, and you guys can, you know, but you guys really owe me, and this better get my soul back, or I'm going to be so pissed off." Yeah. But anyway, we also get a mention of another character that's going to show up in Liv's place, and probably going to be a lot more interesting. Zed Martin, who, if you've read the comics, yay, that's another great character to show up. I mean, she's minor at best, but I think that she's going to play a bigger role. This was an all-around really great pilot. I absolutely loved how this all went down, how, you know, the story went. And again, it was a very open-shut kind of story. It was a... this is what it does best for a pilot. And a pilot should show you enough of the character, but not all of it, as well as show you, hey, this is what you're in for, a fun, supernatural, badass kind of Exorcist-type show that, you know, that's going to kick a lot of ass, and it's going to be very interesting. And you have a very interesting lead character at the forefront. So I think as a pilot, it really did its job. I think that, you know, the imagery was really great. Again, Matt Ryan kills it from just one episode. I already think, yeah, that's John Constantine right there. That is John. Well, as much, you know, again, I'm just saying Constantine because that's what they're calling in the show. So I'm just pretty much like, fuck it, I'll just say Constantine, even though we all know it's Constantine. Anyway, again, really loved it. I think it was just a really great opener for a show. I just cannot wait to see what they're gonna do next. I am very much looking forward to this, and I want to know, guys, just out of curiosity, should I do episode reviews on Constantine as well? Because I'm already doing episode reviews on Sleepy Hollow, I'm doing episode reviews on Legend of Korra, Steven Universe, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as well as The Flash and Arrow. I've got a pretty much full schedule. Oh yeah, also Ninja Turtles. So I've got a full... and Doctor Who. Yeah, Doctor Who as well. So I'm kind of got a full schedule, but I think I can manage more episode reviews, depending on if you guys want to see more episode reviews from Constantine. Anyway, guys, you guys tell me, what did you guys think of the Constantine trailer? Did you guys, pilot. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And do you guys want to see more episode reviews from me about this? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.